So thank you everyone for getting on this call. This is a brand new version of the Coach Opportunity Call. One thing that I want to share with you guys is that there's a chat button at the bottom. So if you have any questions along the way, let us know and I'll address them. I'm going to try to keep it to about 30 minutes. This is a part of a 5-series live Q&A and sharing of coaching. There's so much that I could share with you that even breaking it up over 5 calls is pretty much impossible. But I had a new coach come on the other day onto Team Relentless, and she really lit a fire under me and reminded me why I became a coach and what my life was like before I became a coach. And so I decided to host a series of calls so that everybody could get to know not only myself, but my whole team, and really see the major changes that we collectively have made that go far beyond a box of DVDs, a bag of shakes. And, I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of the business. That's something that we can talk about later on, or you can talk about with the person that invited you. But we have calls, so I'm hoping that this content makes it where you want to come back and follow the series. So tonight's the first call. And like I said, this is brand new content. I know the things that I want to say, but I don't have it all prepared. So you're going to have to bear with me. But the next call is Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is all Texas time where I live. Wednesday, the 17th at 8:30. Monday, the 22nd at 9:30. And Sunday, the 28th at 4 p.m. I've done this because I wanted to make sure that people in different time zones and with different schedules could get on. Every call is going to be different. The introduction is going to be pretty much the same for the new people, but the content's different. When I became a coach back in 2012, February 15th, 2012, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. And I know that I never perceived that I would be here still 4 years later. It still is shocking to me. And there's been so many things that have happened in my life and so many changes that have happened because of coaching. And my life became very unrelatable to everyday people because this is a life that I worked hard for. And I started realizing that it was hard to connect with people because nobody lived the life that I lived. But I wanted everybody to have this life. And whenever my new coach came on about a week or so ago, she reminded me of my old self. And before she came on to the team, I'll tell you, it took 3 years of her watching me before she finally said yes. I don't even know how many times I asked her and she said no. One of my rock star coaches who went elite in 2015, Melissa Galmay, she too was somebody that I had to wait for over a year, and I lost count of how many times she told me no. So these are things that definitely happen when you become a coach. But she reminded me of what I was like before, and I found out that a lot was that she was trying to build her trust with me, and come to find out she'd never had anybody that she could ever trust. And so I can understand her standpoint now because I remember feeling the same way. I was let down my whole entire life. I'll share my story probably in the 5th call because this is really not about me. This is about the team now. But I could totally understand how she felt at that moment. And I was brought back to 4 years ago that I was somebody who was scared to do anything. I was scared. I would have never, ever thought I would be sitting in front of a computer with strangers and telling everybody publicly on Facebook, come watch me, listen to me talk. I'm going to be talking about emotions and I probably will cry. There was no way you would have never been able to convince me of this. But I started thinking about how I hadn't shared my story correctly. She had started following me in 2013, and so many people now, if you go to my page, you think, man, this person is successful. She's open. She's, so positive. And like one of my friends tagged me today and said, you're so motivational. I want to let you know that if it were not for the coaching opportunity, I would not be this person. And if you are a coach, it is very important that, as painful as it is that you keep sharing your journey along the way. There's so much that we post all day long. And I think that if you're a non-coach listening in on this call or watching it, that you see all of us and you see me tagged a million times a day of people working out, drinking their Shakeology, and you think, good God, what are these people doing? That's all they do is work out. Well, we have lives. We're normal people. And sometimes we forget to share our normal parts of our life. And sometimes we forget to share what our life was like before you became a coach. So I wanted to just share with you some of the things that go on behind the scenes of coaching that makes it why we're still here. I've been spending a lot of time with my coaches in January and all the way into this month. In 2015, my life really took a big turn down the gutter. And whenever I decided to get back up and start fighting for life again and get everything back on track, it was because of my team and because of my coach who brought me into this business back in 2012. And I was thinking about my new coach, how she didn't trust anybody. And I've been thinking about, well, I was the same way. Why did I trust this stranger myself right away? Like literally, I met my coach on Facebook and I trusted her right away. I ordered P90X through her and Shakeology. And 13 days later, I became a coach. And I thought, why did I do that? And my assistant and friend Nancy told me the other day, she's like, I think I have a theory. And the more I thought about it, it's right. It was easier to take a chance on a stranger because there was no emotional attachment. And if she let me down, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because I'd always been let down. And so I started thinking about what our role is as a coach. And I remembered that she believed in me. And my new coach said something that just has rung through my ears for the last 10 days. After I started telling her about who I was before she started following me in 2013, and she confided in me that fear was the only reason she had not signed up as a coach. It had nothing to do necessarily with me, nothing to do with that she didn't believe in the products or that she didn't believe in Beachbody, but she was just fearful. And so I told her all the stories about how fearful I was. And, you know, it was kind of like a relief that, oh, I'm not the only one suffering. And that's what I remember feeling at times. And she, at the end, when she signed up, she said, you give me hope. And right then and there, I remembered what it was that made me say yes. People have asked me before, why did you become a coach? It wasn't about the discount. It wasn't because I thought that I was going to be a top coach. It wasn't because I thought that I was going to change my life. It wasn't because I thought I was going to make six figures. It was because this person took a chance on me and gave me hope that life didn't have to be the way it was. And I didn't believe in myself, and I didn't really quite believe her, but I also knew that she was the only person who had ever believed in me and taken a chance on me, and I wasn't going to prove her wrong. So everything that she told me to do, I did. And everything that I did has led me to who I am now. Slowly but surely, I've become this successful person and this confident person, not the perfect person, but it's been because of her. And these are the things that coaches give to other people that you don't understand. When we're asking you to come join us on our journey, you're doing us a favor and we're doing you a favor. And it goes far beyond any money involved. You are entrusting your life to us, and it's an honor. We are there to help you. And when you're investing in yourself, you know, I mean, everybody comes out a winner. And so many people see this as like a business scheme. And I know that probably if I saw all the posts that all of us coaches were posting the last couple days, 4 years ago, I would have rolled my eyes and been like, what is this crap? And so I realized I needed to really share with you what goes on behind the scenes. My new coach said, I was fearful of having to do team calls. I was fearful of having to speak in public. And I realized that was what I was putting out to the public, is that I went to Atlanta to speak at our quarterly event. And I remember posting, I just spoke in front of the largest crowd I've ever been in front of, 400 people. I'm like, I can't believe how far I came. So I'm definitely sharing my story that I've come a long way, but I didn't share that before coaching, I didn't want to leave the state, let alone the country. I didn't like to leave the comfort of my own home. I was terrified all the time of everything. I was making $30,000 to $36,000 a month. I remember not a month, a year. I remember being terrified every day. Like, how are we going to make it? I remember when I got pregnant with Rebel, and then I thought, how am I going to take a maternity leave? I try to work every angle about going back to work, bringing him into work with me, you know, at a couple days postpartum. And that was the worry that I had. It was this constant fear of how am I going to take care of my family? And the same thing happened when I got laid off on my maternity leave. And I saw something on Facebook that on this day that, you know, a couple of years before becoming a coach, I said, oh, I wish I could have my old job back. This guy was so abusive, and like, I swear he had like the largest cocaine problem ever. And he would throw things and scream at me, and I was terrified every day walking to work and knowing what he was going to be like, what the day was going to be like, if he was going to scream at me, if I just need to stay in my office all day. And those are the things that I remember, that was the job that I thought I wanted back, you know? And I sacrificed so much of my self and my family time. You know, I would leave my kids with my ex-mother-in-law, or I would dope them up on Motrin to get them through the day so I could just get to work, because I wanted to show up and show that I was a, you know, grade A employee and loyal to him. And then he fired me on my maternity leave one week before I was supposed to return. And I remember being so terrified then, and I ended up not finding a job till Rebel was 4 months old. But I remember being so terrified and I didn't have a job that I was like spending all my time online, working, doing resumes, doing all these things that I didn't even get to enjoy the 4 months that I was home with my baby, because I was so busy trying to find a job that was going to help somebody else reach their own dreams. And I worked crappy job after crappy job after crappy job for crappy pay, with no time off, only, you know, minimal time off. I mean, the last job that I left, I had to wait a whole year to get 5 days off. A whole year to get 5 days off. And those days were used when my kids were sick. You know, and every time I had to call in, I had anxiety of calling in to say I'm not going to make it, or can I just come in late till I find somebody to watch my kid? And you know what? That's normal. And so many of you probably think that that's normal, and society tells you that's normal. But those are the things that my coach gave me the belief that I could do it. And those are the things that I'm giving my coaches now, the belief that they can do it. My new coach, I've been telling her more and more about what I was like. And she told me the other day, she said, you know, it's so scary but exciting to know that that can be me in 4 years. And so I realized at that point, as a coach, I was doing it right, that I gave somebody the belief that they could do it, and I'm getting them to see long-term that they can do it. And there's so much more to the world than just going to work every day and worrying that your kids are going to get sick and the nurse is going to call. There's so much more than worrying about hoping you're going to get a Christmas bonus so that you can afford to cover your credit card bills that you racked up for Christmas. These are the things. And I've been asking all my coaches, like, what is it that you lay in bed at night, or is just carrying around like a black cloud around you every day? Everybody has that. What is that one thing that you just can't shake? It's something that makes you feel empty. It's something that makes you feel anxious. It's something that makes you feel terrified. Everybody has that. I've been talking to people. People have social anxiety. People have, you know, husbands that work seasonal jobs or jobs that are contract, you know, labor, and you never know from one day to the next. I've talked to people who are, you know, my age, who love their career but are $250,000 in debt in college and student loans. I talk to these people that are on my team, and I say that these are the things that you don't have to worry about, and that Beachbody is the solution. And I realized that everything that I put out on my Facebook page is about my why. My why was to come home to my family so that my children didn't have to ride the bus home to an empty house, so that they didn't have to start dinner and do the chores, so that they didn't have to rush to the door to see me and have me scream at them because I was so stressed out. That was my why. And then my why was, you know, just to be able to enjoy my freedom. But I stopped telling people what I want to do for other people. And that's something that's so important. If you're a coach, or if you're not a coach, that you know what we want. What you're going to learn on the series of these calls, and I hope you keep, you know, tuning in over the next 5 calls, is that you see what our team is like. We work together as a family. What you don't understand is that when you get me, you get all the rest of the team. They're your cheerleaders, they're your supporters, they're your, you know, confidants, they're your therapists, they're your counselors, they're, you know, they're everything that you're missing in your life. And sometimes, you know, I was lonely. I didn't have any friends at the time. I had bar friends, and when I got pregnant with Rebel, all my friends ditched me, you know, and then Ryan worked out of town 7 days out of time. And then I had friends for the first time. Yes, they were all internet friends, but I have met so many of them, and they love me and they cheer me on. And that's something that I never had in life. I grew up adopted. I left home at 15, and Beachbody, Team Beachbody community, my team, the team that we're part of, gave me a family and gave me what was missing. And it hasn't been all sunshine and daisies in my life, but every time things have been bad, they've gotten better because of the team that I'm part of. And that's one thing that I have promised every coach on my team, that when we talk, I want to know what it is that you lay in bed at night and you worry about, that you just can't enjoy life because you're worried about it. And that is what I want to help you fix. I promised one of my coaches that I was going to help them become confident. We've promised Adam, I don't know if you've seen him, if you've watched my page, you've seen him. He's our friend. He has a 10-year-old all the way down to a 2-year-old. And I have watched him in the 4 years we've been friends, watch his children grow up over Facebook. And that's what I want to do for him. Ryan and I want to bring him home so that he doesn't have to watch his 2 smaller children all the way up until age 10 and up grow up over Facebook. You know, those are the things. So everybody has a different reason why they're doing this, a different thing that bothers them. But I swear to you that if you trust in it, if you get engaged with our team, if you get engaged with your coach, if you are open and honest with what it is, we can fix anything, and we can do it through Beachbody. I've seen it, and that's one of the things I'm going to be telling you on these calls, of these different things that the coaches on our team have been able to accomplish. And we're not talking about money. We've had a few that have retired and they're home with their families. Melissa Galme is one of them, you know, but there's so much more. There's so much more to this. And I want to share this with you because I think so many of you look at me like I looked at top coaches when I became a coach. Wow, I could never be her. You can. And that's one thing that I want to tell all of you, is that you probably all have an ideal coach in your head, what you think an ideal coach is. On my next call, I'm going to talk to you about some of the coaches on our team, what their professions are now, what their backgrounds are. There is no such thing as an ideal coach. What I'm going to tell you is that everybody is coach material. There is nobody out there that is more qualified or destined or deserves this more success than you. I 100% believe that everybody on this face of this planet can be a coach. I believe it 100%. And I have set out to prove to everybody that you can do it. All you have to do is, I keep telling my coaches, meet me halfway. And the ones that are meeting me halfway, we're seeing some changes that go way beyond what size pants you wear, what size dress you wear. It is amazing what you can do. You just have to meet me halfway. You have to be open with who you're working with about what it is that's bothering you. And then we can do it together, because you can't do it on your own. You can't fix problems if you're the only one that knows the problem out there, but we can do it together. Team Relentless is like a safe zone. I've seen so many people open up about very private things within the team because we're a family. We know we can trust one another. And the greatest thing is we belong to Diesel Nation, which my coach and her sister started in 2010. And they created it as a family. And, you know, I've been successful because I've duplicated everything I saw them do. And Melissa Galme, she came home in like 18 months to her family. She is, you know, met every goal she had because she duplicated what I did. And that's all it takes, is stepping outside of your comfort zone, finding what it is that drives you. If it's that you don't want your kids to go home to an empty house, or if it's you are drowning in debt, or it's you are, you know, working a job that you paid thousands of dollars for a diploma or a degree and you hate it, whatever it is, that's going to drive you and it's going to push you, and you can do it. And we're going to do it together, and we get to be like family and best friends. Like Melissa, we text every day. We tell each other we love each other probably 5 times a week, and we mean it. We mean it. I mean, this is totally legit. And I know it sounds crazy. I just keep thinking about, like, what would Mindy say 5 years ago if she was on this call? I would just say, this is a bunch of bullshit. You people are crazy. But you don't know until you're on the inside. And I'm almost at the half hour mark. So I'm going to leave those stories to the next call. And I hope that you'll join me. I hope you'll invite people on to join you so that they can see what it's like to be part of Team Relentless, what it's like to be part of a group of people that are positive and want you to succeed. And I want you to think between now and Sunday in the next call, what is it that looms over your head? What is it that just has that dull ache in your heart? What is it that makes you just feel anxious, that when you're outside with your kids, watching them play, that you just can't be 100% present because something bothers you and that you're always worried? Everybody has that. And that's what we can fix, and we can do it together. And the thing is, we have rode out storm after storm after storm together as a team, and we keep bringing more people on. I literally had a nervous breakdown, put myself into a mental health facility for a week in 2015. My husband and I were separated, and if you're watching me now, you would probably never know this if you just started watching me. But you know what? My team carried the rest of the team while I was out. And then I came back, and I thought about quitting because I was embarrassed. I'd gained like 20 pounds. I would start all over again. I had like completely just abandoned my team. I mean, I would come in and say, I'm still here, I'm sorry, but I just abandoned my team to take care of myself. But then I thought, they stuck by me this whole time, and they're the reason why I came back. So I can't do that. And that's the one thing that people don't understand, is that when we help people, when we say we want to be your coach, we're saying we want to be your family. We want to be your best friend. We want to be the one that's there whenever you have a problem. And I'm telling you, you should see the conversations that go on in private messages or texts or in our Team Relentless group. It's not about, hey, you know, how close are you to getting that six-pack, or how many Shakeologies have you had today? It's like literally real life stuff. And when we say we want to help you, we do. There's things that when people, I mean, I literally remember every conversation I've had with any of my coaches that I've personally sponsored. I remember every little detail. And so it's because I love you guys, and I want you guys to, you know, basically be the same way to other people. And I want other people to come on and feel our love and realize that there's so much more than just, you know, sign up with a $140 challenge pack. You know, there is so much more to this, that there's reasons why I'm here 4 years later. There's reasons why the people, my very first coaches, like Tanya Tarvin's on this call right now. She was one of my very first coaches. She's still here with me. There's a reason. It's because we give each other the love. We give each other the support. No matter what's going on, we are always there. We always show up. And you know what? I've seen people be depressed and disappear for a couple months, just like normal everyday people. And when they pop back up and they say, I'm back, it's because we were there. They had something to come back to. And I want to be that for you. I want to be that for all the people in your life. And the thing is, I keep thinking just lately over and over and over again, if my coach had given up when it was too hard, if my coach had given up on me whenever I had my breakdown and just kind of went MIA last summer, where would all of you be? Where would this be? And I'm going to share on the third call how it's impacted my family and my children, because my children are not who they are now, or they would not be who they are now if I hadn't have taken the coach opportunity and ran with it and shown them what could be done. So I hope that's been kind of helpful and insightful about what our team is, but our vision is to create and grow a family. Our vision as a team is to expand and have everybody know that they're loved on the team, no matter how big we get. Our vision is to fix whatever it is that is bothering us, or fill that void, and then go out and find people like that and help them and show them that there is a better life, that you don't have to go to bed at night and think, God, is this all that there is? You don't have to just settle and think like this is the best that's ever going to be. You don't have to settle. So does anybody have any questions? I'm looking at the chat here. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself. There's a couple screens of people, so I can't see everybody. If you're not a coach and you have questions, make sure that you go to whoever your inviting coach was and talk to them. I have a thing for this month that if you sign up under one of my personally sponsored coaches, you're going to get a gift from me thanking you, but it has to be within 24 hours from when I put the recording up on the event page, because I know some people will watch the recording later on. But I appreciate everybody getting on. I hope that something that I said spoke to you, and I hope that you really think about what it is that you're wanting to fix in your life, and I hope you realize that Beachbody is the answer, not just because of getting healthy, but because you have a family to support you. And lastly, I just want to say congratulations to my husband. He has been on this wild ride with me for 4 years. He's drank Shakeology every day. He did Body Beast whenever he felt like it. But he went all in to support me because we had this goal, and part of it was to fix our marriage. So we said we were going to do hammer and chisel. And so he got healthy on his own doing 21-day fix extreme, and I did my own hybrid. And then we agreed to work out together. It kind of worked against us because doing hammer and chisel as a couple, we didn't get really great results because we kept having to switch and our heart rate didn't get up. That's a whole different story. But it helped our marriage. And our marriage isn't perfect. And like, honestly, some days we don't agree about anything except for Beachbody. Some days we can't communicate for shit about anything, but we can have a conversation about what Brandon's doing or what Shelly's doing or what Alina's doing or what the team's doing or how proud of we are with Adam. And then we'll go back to not wanting to talk about anything. So I am thankful for Beachbody. I'm not going to tell you that it's the miracle and it makes your marriage perfect or that everything's going to be great. But at least, I mean, out of 10 years of being with somebody, the one thing we can agree on right now and not argue about is Beachbody. To me, that's big. Beachbody's given back more and more and more and more. And I'm happy for him. And he finished 21-day fix extreme. And I, of course, it's a wife. I submitted his results because he would have never done it. And
so you get half.
Yeah, I get half. He was chosen and honored through Team Beachbody. He won $4,000 for his results. And I couldn't be more happy because that means he's representing our whole team. It's not just Ryan's results. He's representing our whole team. And everything that I do to make you proud because I want to be somebody that gets good results. You can say, that's my coach. She inspired me to not give up. And that's really all coaching is. And in depth and more of these calls that we go on over the next, 4 weeks after this, I'm going to be talking about, what it is that I do as a coach, what I talk to people about. I'm going to be sharing stories about what it is, because so many people think, what do coaches do? Yes, we say, come join our challenge group, come join our team, but drink our shakes. But I get it more now than anything. What I can give you the definition of a coach now, and I mean, it is being a friend. And it's being a confidant, and I want to share with you the tips and train you guys if you're new coaches or if you come on over the course of February of what I do. And I'm online basically mentoring people, but I want you to see the big picture of how I've helped people and how it's helped me and how I want it to help you. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to get this uploaded to YouTube, and then I am going to put it in the group page. Like I said, if you are somebody signing up under one of my personally sponsored coaches within 24 hours of any of the 5 calls of February that are recorded, you will get a special gift from me thanking you and basically welcoming you to the family and getting your journey started, because it is a wild ride. Hi, Ginger. It's daughter. So you're doing the heart. Ryan wants to say something.
Brandon, your post earlier choked me up. Way to go, man. Proud of you.
So Brandon Whitehead, he posted something really awesome. So if you are on the team, go check his page out and show him some love. I think a lot of people can relate. But I love you guys, and I hope to see you on, I don't want to mess up my times like I did this time, Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is 6 o'clock for you California people, and for Cassandra, that is 9 o'clock if you're in New York. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Melissa Galmay, for getting on.